on to a news network at 10. For this segment of the program, we'll be doing a deep dive into deepfakes. Now, you might be wondering, what is a deepfake and what does it have to do with the citizens of Toronto? With the rise of AI, anyone has the ability to manipulate their voice and image. But how does this technology work?
Now, what is AI? And what are deepfakes? Merriam-Webster Dictionary 2020 defines deepfake as an image or recording that has been convincingly altered and manipulated using an AI technology to misrepresent someone as doing or saying something that they did not do or say. Artificial intelligence is the automation of activities that we associate with human thinking, such as decision-making, problem-solving, and learning.
This technology has been exploited to create deepfake pornography. The real question is, how do we define, control, and prevent the harm of the new technology and how it is being used to abuse others? Today I have with me two experts, Aaron Thomas and Boyan Wu, who will help us learn more about deepfakes and pornography, and how the two are adding a new threat to people's privacy.
Thank you for the introduction. So let's start with the big question. Who's actually making these deepfakes? Well, technology isn't doing this on its own. Behind every deepfake, there's a real person choosing to create, edit, and post these images online. Unfortunately, this often targets women, specifically for exploitation or humiliation purposes. Now, this then brings us to our next question. What actually counts as pornography in this context? Philosopher Claire Ben explains that deepfake pornography uses photographs of real people, even non-sexual ones, to create a final image that, if it were real, would be classed as pornography. So even if the original picture was completely innocent, like a selfie or professional headshot, once it's altered into a sexual image without consent, it crosses the line. And that's where the borders of this issue really start to blur. The images themselves are fake, but the impact, that's completely real. According to Ben, deepfake pornography can also reinforce gender-based oppression by eroticizing relations characterized by gender inequity. So while some might shrug these off as just digital edits, the harm is serious. It's personal and very much human.
Thank you, Aaron, for your insights on the complexity of the human harm behind this technology. Now let's see what Boyan has to say on the issue.
Thanks, Victoria and Aaron. Let's go over this. When is AI media actually about someone? Philosopher Claire Ben gives a two-part of when AI media is about someone. The first one is the identifiability. If people can recognize you, it's about you. He said, insofar as we are identifiable from photographs, we have reason to be morally concerned about them. That can be a clear face, a special tattoo, or even contact the name of you. The second one is the material connection. If the output was built from your real photo or footage, it carries an intellectual trace. Ben calls this a material connection, not only iconic but also ancestral. So, even if others can't tell it's you, the piece is still about you, if it used your image as source material. So, does it trigger consent? The answer absolutely is yes. Ben's conclusion is explicit. It follows that deepfake pornography, deepfacing an identifiable person also requires consent. Thus, when an adult does not consent to their likeness being used, the production of such doctored images wrongs them. Now switch from the face to voice-only sexual deepfakes. Same test, just audio. If the voice is recognizable, that's identifiability. If the audio is generated from my actual recording, that's material connection. So other past means the clip is about me. So yes, voice-only sexual deepfakes also require separate consent to make and to use. Even if my face never appears and nothing really happened.
Thank you for that helpful framework and method to apply to the issue of deepfake pornography. The evidence is overwhelming. Material that is generated using your likeness to depict you is functionally you. And when that image is used without consent, the same rules should apply. You might hear of your favorite celebrity speaking out as a victim of deepfake pornography. Almost 4,000 have had deepfake pornography made of them. This crime targets mainly female celebrities and exploits their public image to perpetuate harmful attitudes towards women and sex. They include female actors, TV stars, musicians, and YouTubers who have not been named, whose faces were superimposed onto pornographic material using artificial intelligence. The investigation found that 5 sites received 100 million views in the space of 3 months. The Channel 4 news presenter, Kathy Newman, who was found to be among the victims, said it felt like a violation. It just feels really sinister that someone out there who's put this together. I can't see them, and they can see this kind of imaginary version of me, this fake version of me. Since 31 January, under the Online Safety Act, sharing such imagery without consent is illegal in the UK, but the creation of the content is not. The legislation has passed in response to the proliferation of deepfake pornography being created by AI and apps. But these celebrities have the power to delete these crimes from the world. What about when the most vulnerable among us, children, are the victims of these crimes? A Quebec man has been sentenced to more than 3 years in prison for using artificial intelligence to produce synthetic videos of child pornography. Stephen LaRoche, 61, of Sherbrooke, Quebec, pled guilty to creating at least 7 videos with so-called deepfake technology, which is used to superimpose the face of an individual onto the body of another person. He also pleaded guilty to possessing hundreds of thousands of computer files of child pornography, for which he was sentenced an additional 4.5 years. Provincial Court Judge Benoit Gagnon wrote in his ruling issued earlier this month that he believes that this was the first case in the country involving deepfakes of child sexual exploitation. He said he worries what will happen as criminals use the technology to put the faces of children whose images they find on social media onto the videos of other children being sexually assaulted. Though the law protects children from being represented in sexually explicit content, what is being done to prevent its creation? A chilling reality which is made much more readily available through deepfake technology. Deepfake pornography has very real harms and needs very real laws to bring justice to its victims. I'm Victoria Martin, and this has been your NewsHour at 10.